Hi, welcome to this week's VA Castle Point Tai Chi Easy. And my name is Dave, and I put a weekly video up for you guys to follow to enjoy the benefits of practicing Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a great self-care modality that's very gentle to our system and helps us just work on whatever we need for ourselves to have a healthy body, a strong heart, and a clear, calm mind. So, what could be better, right? So, let's jump in. These are kind of in a series, and there's some. If you need more detail, you can refer back to some of the older videos and get more detail. And what I'm doing is going through the Tai Chi, integral Tai Chi 5 form, and we're learning that. We've learned it standing, and there's detail on it in past videos standing, and now we're learning it walking. Okay, so let's get started. But first, we're going to warm the body up a little bit. So very simple warm up. So let's just roll our neck around. All right, gently roll the neck. And if you're like me, you're going to hear some noise, some crackling, some popping. And when we move the body, right, that's okay, providing there isn't like persistent and sharp pain. Right? We want to work with ourselves to challenge ourselves. And moving is a way to just maintain our vitality as we get older. Right, so we gotta keep moving. Right, there's an old saying that comes from the Chinese culture about these things, and that saying is that the gate that moves never rusts. Right, so we don't want to rust. Right, so we gotta move. All right, so that's getting our neck warmed up. Now let's get our arms. We'll just circle the arms around few times, and again, the same thing about might hear a little bit of noise and popping. That's okay. And we'll go in the opposite direction. That's good. And let's do now like our swimming motion. And if you're swimming, if you've done swimming, if you do swimming, you turn your body when you swim, right, to catch a breath. Back in the water, catch the breath, right? So there's some turning and rolling back and forth. So you want to allow that to happen, and that happens in your hips. Now let's do the back stroke, back motion. Very good. Same thing, let your hips do some turning there. Okay, now next warm up we'll do is a beautiful warm. Keep your knees bent a little bit. Your back is flat, let your arms hang over, and this is called spinning the wheel, right? And go slowly, mindfully, and get the whole back, hips, everything is loosened up. And you can really feel that. Feels really nice, right, to move in this way. But of course, stay in your comfort zone as we're warming ourselves up. It's important to keep the little bend in the knees. That takes the strain off the low back and allows you to turn your whole body. All right, resting at the bottom. Now let's reverse the direction. Spin the great wheel, or spinning wheels. And, this is a big movement, and we're bending over. Make sure that you're not holding your breath. Just keep your breathing nice and slow and natural. Okay, then feet together and rub your knees a little bit, and then move your knees in little circles in both directions. Right, back and forth a few times. I like to really, I like to rub my knees. It feels very good. And muscles right above your knees feels good to rub them as well. All right, good. So that's our warm up. Shake our legs a little bit, kick your legs, shake your arms. Just let's bounce gently on your heels and just move however you feel that you want to move. It's called just a little spontaneous movement. And hey, nobody's watching you, so don't worry about it. Just move. It feels good. All right. Okay, good. Now I'm going to mention a thing that we always come back to, called one name for it is the three treasures. The three treasures are aligning our body in a certain way and modifying our breathing and modifying our awareness. All right, so first let's go through the alignments very quickly. So the first thing is to lengthen up, find the top of your head, feel the top of your head, lengthen up from the top of your head, and then a little space under your arms to relax your shoulders. And now, see, here's my knees locked. I'm going to unlock my knees. This allows me to drop my tailbone down. I'm going to turn to the side, and my pelvis tips up a little bit. All right, so I lengthen the head top up, tailbone down. All right, and now when you do that, head top up, tailbone down, your spine is long and open. That allows all the organs to just be where they need to be. Okay, good. So that's, and then moving down, we want to relax our ankles, relax our feet, and feel your weight sinking down into the ground. Now, also, it's important to adjust your positioning so that the weight is even on each foot and around the perimeter of the foot. So it's not to the side, not to the back, not to the front. So you're going to make that adjustment. All right, so quickly we'll go through again. The head top is up, the tailbone is down, knees are bent, and feet are rooted into the ground. So that's the alignment. When we're in alignment, this is the optimal position for our vital energy, our vital life forces to move and flow through the body. Or if you just want to think of it in a more simplified way, this allows the blood and oxygen to freely flow through the entire body, nourishing the body. Now next is the breathing. So let's put our hands on our belly, breathe in, feel your belly expand, exhale, and it contracts. All right, so this is abdominal breathing. This is what we do whenever we're practicing Tai Chi or Qigong. We do this natural breathing. And we let our breathing drop from the chest, and it's like we're breathing with our belly. And we let the breathing slow down as we relax. Those two things are in an endless feedback loop. You relax, your breathing slows. You slow your breathing, you relax more. All right, so that's breathing. And then the third is awareness. We let go of the complexity, busyness of the mind, and we just come into the present moment, sensing what's happening right here, right now, inside us as we do the practice. Sounds simple. It's not simple because, our mind just keeps drifting. And there's no reason to go crazy about that. We just keep coming back to the present moment. So 3 treasures. Everything we do, we're working with the alignment, modifying the breathing, and bringing our awareness, our attention mindfully to the present moment. All right, let's do a little breathing practice. This is a very simple thing to do. So we're going to breathe in, and then exhaling down. And breathing like this with the hands, with the gesture of the hands, helps us to, first of all, breathe deeply, completely. And as we breathe deeply and completely, we can feel and know that we're getting a complete saturation and diffusion of oxygen into our blood, and that's moving through the body. Exhaling out. Try to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And of course, if there is something going on with you, then we'll have to, you have to make the appropriate change. We're going at a nice slow pace. And you'll notice, you're probably noticing already that, wow, I'm just feeling more relaxed. And that's part of the main reason why we do these practices, so that we can relax in a really healthy way, not zoning out, but actually being really present to what's going on. And you may notice right away that there's like a tingling. You may feel a tingling in your palms, maybe in other parts, or maybe in your face or in your feet. Right? And the ancient practitioners called that the flow of qi. Right? And one way of understanding this whole thing is that as we relax, all the blood vessels dilate and open, and we're getting more and complete blood flow to the far periphery of our body, more than we would normally get. And you can feel that. And I'm feeling it right now in my fingertips. I can feel like a warmth and a tingling. If you don't feel anything, not to worry. Just breathing in and exhaling out and relaxing. Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to do a little review of the standing form first, the standing Tai Chi form. And the first thing I'm going to do is the shifting of the weight. So you'll notice I've got two cones, orange and yellow cone. So I'm going to refer to them. And of course, it's like we're working in a mirror. As you watch this video, I'm a mirror image of what you would be, right? So for instance, like this is my right hand, it's your left hand, right? So you guys, you get it. You get the situation there. So it's like we're working together in a mirror. All right, so let's shift our weight over to the orange side. Empty the weight from the yellow side leg. Now shift the weight to the yellow side. Empty the weight from the orange side leg. All right, so we do this weight shifting back and forth. Notice that I'm keeping myself body upright. Right? I'm not leaning, body upright. Good. Right, so this is an important part of learning Tai Chi. Important principle is being able to shift your weight from one leg into the other. Right? It has a name. It's called separating yin and yang. So let's shift the weight to the yellow side leg. And you got to sit down to shift the weight, and then coming up, shift the weight into the orange side leg. Yellow side leg is empty. Okay, let's do the first form called harmonize yin and yang. So yellow side hand is on top. I'm sorry, orange side hand is on top, yellow side's on the bottom. And whenever our palms are in this orientation, we want to notice any sensation that we're feeling there between the two palms. And if we're just attentive and being present, you may feel some things there, right? And that's good. If you don't, it's not to worry. Just keep relaxing, doing the practice, and just be present. All right, so the first form is the bottom palm comes out and the top palm goes back as we shift the weight. Now we shift the weight back to the orange side, harmonizing yin and yang. And harmonizing yin and yang. Okay, now we come over to the yellow side, weights in the yellow side palms on the bottom, yellow side palms on top, oranges on the bottom. Shift the weight, harmonize yin and yang. Circle back to make the Tai Chi, harmonize yin and yang. And one more. Okay. All right, so that's the first form. The second form, just a quick review. Now the orange side palms on the bottom, yellow's on the top. We let the Tai Chi kind of drift down, and then we brush with the yellow side hand, send forward with the orange side. Coming back, dropping the Tai Chi down, brushing and sending. And one more, brush and send. Okay, let's come over, do it on the other side. Yellow side palms on the bottom. Brush and send, shifting the weight to the orange side. Shift the weight back to the yellow side. Brushing and sending, and then one more. All right. Next form, cutting a path to clarity. So we start with our palms just like this. Weight goes into the orange side leg. Arms swing open, dropping my elbows. Then as I shift the weight, my orange side hand cuts a path forward. Yellow side palm comes back towards the body. Weight's in the yellow side leg. Come back and do it again. Cutting the path. Come back to center, do it again. Arms swing open, dropping your elbows, cutting the path. Starting, swinging, dropping, cutting the path. Let's do it on the other side. Cut the path. Now the yellow side palm cuts the path as we shift the weight to the orange side. And one last one. Okay, good. Now the next form is called cloud hands. So we're going to come back to the orange side palms on the top. The upper hand goes down, lower comes up. Palms face your body. Shift your weight. That's the carrying or the cloud drifting across. Up or down, lower up. Cloud across, up or down, lower up. Palms face your body. Up or down, lower palm controls, floats up. Carry the cloud across. Okay, so that's just a quick review of the form. Now we're going to put it all together. And there's past videos on this. So if you want to get more details on it, it's easy to do. So we're just going to do 2 of each form. So here we open, forming the Tai Chi, harmonize yin and yang. And now we form the Tai Chi and we turn it over. This is the one transition where we turn the Tai Chi over, brushing and sending. Weights in the other side. Now we do a thing called embrace tiger. Drop your elbows. Now we do cut the path. And now shift the weight to the orange side. Embrace tiger again, but keep going. Circle the arms open. Upper hand down, lower arm up. And we do cloud hands, 2 of those. And then embracing the tiger again, but circling open. And the last form is gathering earth and sky. We gather to the heart and gather to the heart again. So the earth energies and things that nourish our body, and then energies of the whole universe, the unseen, the spiritual, nourishing ourselves with that. Okay, and then we shift the weight, bringing the arm side leg in, big breath in, and then closing. All right, so you may have some questions. Look back in some of the old videos and you'll get a lot more detail on that. So let's move on now to the walking form. So here's the walking form. So we're going to be like we're walking. But because we're in on this video space here, we're going to learn to do a special walking in place. All right, so shift the weight forward, shift the weight back. I step back, I shift the weight to the L side, I place my foot forward, shift the weight. Shift back, step back, shift the weight to the arm side, and then shift the weight forward. All right, so we're just going to practice this. This is a special kind of Tai Chi walking. It's called box stepping. So I shift the weight back, I step back, shift your weight into that leg, and then place your foot forward, and then shift the weight forward. Shift the weight back. Front leg is empty now. I step it back, I place it back, then I shift the weight into it. That releases my leg here to step forward. I place it forward, shift the weight. All right, there's a little bit more to it than that, but for now, this is enough just to get the feel of it, and we'll refine it over time. Called box stepping. And it's just really we're stepping in place. And stepping forward. Okay, so now let's do the first form, harmonized yin and yang. All right, so there's harmonized yin and yang. Shift the weight back. Your arms just fold in to form a Tai Chi. Nothing fancy. I step back. I step forward. And now just complete the form, harmonized yin and yang. Shift the weight back. Your palms just fold in, holding the Tai Chi. Step back. Place your foot forward. And then shift your weight. Harmonize yin and yang. So now as I shift the weight back, arms fold in, step back, place the foot forward, shifting the weight. Shift back, arms fold in, step back, place your foot forward, harmonize yin and yang. Right, so we're just going to do that for a few minutes, like a flowing Tai Chi flow, beautiful Tai Chi flow. And don't worry so much about whether it's exactly right, whatever that means. Just kind of go with it. Let your body, wisdom, determine how you're going to move. And keep practicing and following over time. We refine what we're doing. We all refine and learn as we keep practicing. Harmonize yin and yang, shift the weight back, form the Tai Chi, step back, place the foot forward, harmonize yin and yang. Good. Fold in, step back, place the foot forward, harmonize yin and yang. Shift back, the arms gently fold in, step back, step forward into harmonize yin and yang. Now, as we do this, check that your head top is up, tailbone is down, and just relax. Let your weight just drop down into the weighted foot, like it's dropping deep into the ground. Shift back, let your weight drop really deep into the ground. Step back, shift the weight, let it drop deep into the ground. Now, harmonize yin and yang. Dropping and sinking that weight down. And relaxing. Folding in, stepping back. Placing forward. Good. And a couple more, and then that'll be it for tonight, and we'll pick up the next form next week, which will be Varashni, sending the chi. So we'll do that one, and we'll also probably do cutting a path to clarity with the walking, and then we'll add the transitions, and we'll be getting through the form. Fold in, step back, shift the weight, place your foot forward, and then shift the weight forward and do the form. Fold in, step back, shift the weight, place your foot forward, arch that foot forward, and harmonize yin and yang. All right, well, thank you for joining tonight, and I hope that you have opportunity to practice and that it's working for you. Just, as they say, just keep it flowing. And we'll see you next week. Okay, thanks for joining.